Hey guys, it's operations time. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving there. It's Friday, the Black Friday, I guess. So you're probably all out shopping or something like that, getting a whole bunch of good train stuff. We're gonna run some ops over here. We're gonna be doing a little bit of everything here. We're gonna start out with the yard here. He's gonna put together a quick little train for us. Then we're gonna take the local. Now it's gonna be dropping off some cars, tank cars, on a sort of staging track out there towards La Mirada and Cerritos. And then we're gonna let it run its own remaining switching operations, but we'll see it come back and do a couple of pickups there. We've got some tank cars it's gonna pick up after it drops its other tank cars off. And then we're gonna jump into our local switcher down there in Cerritos, La Mirada, GP38-2, and we'll do a little switching with the tank cars down there. So let's get the yard guy fired up over here. All right, looks like we got a good start there. Let's go ahead and pull on out. This is going to be one of those handheld videos here because we got a lot of stuff going on, so I'll try to keep the shaking to a minimum. And I'm not sure how long this will go, but it might be a little bit of a longer video. So sit back, relax, grab a coffee or your favorite drink, and enjoy a little bit of everything here on the SoCal Model Railroad here. So like I said, we're going to pull out over here. Once these guys are coming out, we had a whole line of cars right here that came in on the hauler, along with these 4 tank cars right there. So I think we're going to be taking those 4 tank cars and the 2 box cars sitting there on the end behind there and put together a train. That's the one that's going to run out on the local. So I think the first thing we got to do here is get rid of all of these box cars that came in with our tank cars way back there on the end. We'll get rid of all this stuff, put it on its own track, and then we'll connect up our 2 box cars to the tank cars. And we can get the local fired up, have him head on down, do his little drop-offs and stuff. Now while we're doing this, if you recall, if you saw some of my other videos, I did kind of make a local switcher down there in Cerritos and La Mirada just to add a little bit of variety, a little bit of fun to the mix here. And so that's kind of where we're testing out the second time I'm going to be doing that. Instead of having the local do all of the switching there. Meaning our local that normally runs out to the layout. We're going to have the local that's assigned to that location actually do it. The first thing here, we'll pull all our line of cars out. All these box cars here and the lumber cars here coming up towards the back along with the gondola. They're all going to get cut loose here from our tank cars at the tail end. And just for now, we'll drop all these cars off on the runaround track. That's the track all the way in the back there where our locomotives got fired up from. What I think right there is good. We'll come over here. You can see there's our tank cars. There we go. We'll leave those 2 right there. And then you can see the box cars right there in the back. We're going to put those in front of the tank cars. As soon as we get rid of all these guys right here. So like I said, hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Spent some time with family and friends. That's what I did. And I'm actually off of work for the next couple of weeks here. But don't expect a whole bunch of videos, unfortunately. I've got some family stuff, some good stuff happening, and a little bit of celebrations going on. Won't get too detailed there, but a lot of good family stuff happening in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see how much video activity I can get done. And so I figured I'd come out here, kind of the lull before the storm of activity coming up. We'll get a good amount of train running in here on this video. So as you can see, we're going all the way back to the end there. Last track. We'll park all these guys over here. I'm just keeping an eye back there, make sure we got enough room. Right there is good, I think. Yeah, got good clearance there on the other end. All right, we'll get disconnected here. Now we'll come over here and grab these two box cars, hook them up, and then our local will be ready to run on out. Right there is good. All right, grab these guys. Nice connection there. Give you a better view here. Way out here. There you go. You get kind of the big picture here of what we're doing here. Just tacking on these two box cars. And I think we are good. We'll give them a little stretch here just to make sure. Yep, looking good. All right, let's go ahead and disconnect our locomotives here. They're going to go park out on one of the other tracks, and then we'll hop into the local and get this train on the road. All right, so here's our local already fired up, all warmed up for us, ready to head on out. this guy's gonna pull out here, grab our train and head on out to Cerritos. Just make sure our tracks are aligned here properly. So we gotta make one change. Now we're not going to follow this guy all the way out to Huntington Beach. I think those two box cars are actually going there, but we're gonna follow him until he drops the tankers off. And then we'll catch him on his way back from Huntington Beach. He's going to do some pickups there. He's going to pick up a couple of, I think 3 tank cars that were pre-staged by our Cerritos local. And then we're going to have our fun with the Cerritos loco there. Give it a little stretch here, make sure we're all connected up. Yep, looking good. All right. We'll run these guys up a little bit and charge up the airlines and then be on our way. So you can see our tank cars here. These 4 guys are going to be going into Titan transfer eventually. All right, let's pop into the layout. Watch this guy do his first drop-offs for these tank cars. Coming out of the yard. So, since we're going to be dropping off the tank cars, we're going to have to do a little stop over here. Right here. There we go. I have to change these turnout right here. We're going to take the runaround here. I'll give you a little bit of a bigger view of what's going on here. So we're taking that runaround. We're going to drop the tank cars right about here next to the wooded area, and then continue on with our box cars down to Huntington Beach. But like I said, we're not going to follow them and do all the switching down there. We'll catch him on the way back, because on the way back he's going to come up the main line there on the left and then back up into here and grab these guys right here. So all of this just to throw a little mix into the operations here. Now, I'm not quite sure if he's going to just leave all these cars here and then kind of swap them out with the ones that are sitting right in the middle of the wooded area, or if he just picks those guys up on his way back. All right, right there is right about good. Let's see. We'll go ahead and cut these guys loose over here. And he's going to continue with his 2 boxcars down to Huntington Beach, do his swap out, do his switching over there. Now, we'll catch him on the way back. So let's let him run out there. We'll take a quick lunch break and catch him coming back here. All right, he went ahead and did his switching down in Huntington Beach. Looks like he's coming back with just 1 boxcar. Honk for the horses, as always. Now he'll take the main line, just so he can get around those tank cars he dropped off before. Looking nice. Watch this guy run down here a little bit. All right, so the plan here is, I think he's gonna go ahead and come down the runaround there, grab his 4 cars out of the wooded area, and then I'm gonna say he has got an agreement, or the railroad has an agreement there. They gotta leave the cars down there in the wooded area. So he's gonna grab the initial 4 cars that he dropped off there. He's gonna restage them down into the wooded area. The conductor's already made the switch over here on the turnout. I come back here. Honk for the vagrants. Hopefully we get a good connection right there. Oh, I think we do got one. Perfect. I was a little concerned there because it's kind of slightly on a curve. We'll go ahead and pull these guys out of here. And then what we'll do is we'll actually connect up to these 4 cars that we left off before. And we'll drop them off in the wooded area for our, I think I'm going to call them the Cerritos local. That's a great view right there. I guess that's the best view I can give you of the tracks. Those tanks over there kind of block things a little bit. Right there's good. Come over here and change over this turnout. There we go, good connection. Okay, looking good. Now we're gonna pull all these guys out. Kind of neat seeing all those tank cars all in one line, huh? Don't always get to see that on these locals here. You know, my locals here, just due to the size of the layout, they generally run anywhere from like 4 to, you know, I think the maximum I can do is like 8 cars, 7 cars or something like that. And it's really dictated by the size of the runaround. The bigger the runaround, the bigger the trains I can run. Otherwise, I got to get a little bit of creative. And this is kind of one of those creative ways to do it here. Is kind of staging cars for another local here. I mean, I only got 8 cars on this train, but that's about the maximum that I usually run. And usually it's smaller than that. But at least we can have a longer train here and kind of have some fun with a longer train. Even though we don't really have the room. So we're going to be staging this guy right there. Just enough room. Let's go ahead and get him disconnected here. I think we're sticking out into the runaround there just a little tiny bit. You can see the yellow markings. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I don't leave behind an extra car. Come on. There we go. All right. All right, so that's it for this local. We'll let him run out into the yard, and then we're going to jump into our nice Southern Pacific patched GP38 that you can hear, I don't know, pumping up right here. We'll get this guy fired up and start doing some switching with those tank cars. All right. Now that the local's out of here, let's get this guy fired up here, the Cerritos local. Sounding real nice there. All right, now I haven't cleaned the tracks over here, and this is the one location where I sometimes have a little bit of problem, so hopefully we'll see how we do here. All right, first off, this actually should be pretty straightforward, I think. We're basically just gonna pull backwards here, come out to our tank cars, grab them, and then drop them off at the tanker facility. Do a little bell coming over this little private driveway. And just a reminder, we do not have any lights on here. I have not yet replaced the burnt out LED lights on this lovely little locomotive. Just a little bit farther here. So like I said, I kind of instituted having this local here just to kind of mix things up a little bit, you know. Things don't always stay the same on the railroad, things always changing. Sometimes locomotives move all around. This guy used to be part of our little yard consist of locomotives. He used to be paired up over with the GP15-1. Got a good connection there. Give him a little stretch. Looking good. I'll go ahead and get the compressors going here. Get the air lines charged up here. Let the conductor do all his whatever. We do some brake tests, things like that. Hey, I'm just a guy playing with trains in my garage. But from guys like Daylight Dave, who is a former retired real-world engineer, I learned a little bit. All those procedures they got to do, very fascinating. And when I can, I try to kind of incorporate little things like that. We forgot to honk for the weirdos in the woods there. Oh well. If we ran them over, we ran them over. I love this locomotive, especially the weathering I did on it here. This is the first of my modern, and by modern I mean production, as in new athearn Genesis models, only a couple years old. The very first locomotive I bought was this guy right here. So he's got a special place in my heart. I gotta get his LEDs fixed though. We'll get to that. Well, let's jump forward over here. So you can see we're gonna run up here. Let's take a quick close eye on what we're actually delivering here. We got nitrogen fertilizer in this first one, chlorine in the second one. Can't quite tell what the heck's in this one here. Looking for something. Oh, lard, edible lard. Oh my. And then this last one here looks like it's more nitrogen. Ooh, we already went a little bit too far looking at the cars. We're going to be dropping them off. So literally this lard car right here is going to go all by itself. So we got kind of a mix up here. So even though we just got 4 tank cars going into this facility, we got to kind of break them up into the different tracks. So the first 2 cars will go on the farthest track. Then our lard car. It's a little bit farther there. I'm going to change my turnouts here. Yeah, so these first 2 cars are going to be going in the farthest track. Third car is going to be going in the other track, and then that last car is going to go in the farthest track too. Let's see how this goes here. Blue flags are all out of the way here, since there's no cars in the industry currently. We'll drop these first 2 off. A little bit farther. Right about there I think will do. We don't have to go all the way in. I'm going to put my camera down here where you can see something. Now in the real world Titan transfer facility, these little loading and offloading, I don't know, little gantries, whatever you want to call them, they're not permanently on the same location. They're actually on sort of wheels. They're sort of mobile guys. And so that's what I'm simulating here, that those guys can actually move around. So I don't necessarily have to have them right over the top of the car there, because they can just move those whole little setups a little bit as needed. And so, actually, we're going to have a little bit more fun here. Even though we got 2 tracks in the facility, and normally what I kind of generally do is I kind of say that one of them is for, you know, hazardous materials, like the fertilizer and fuel, that sort of thing. And that's where we drop those guys off. And then the excuse me, the other track is for non-hazardous material, like edible lard, for whatever reason, is getting put over here. Maybe it's going to get offloaded and taken up by a tanker truck and delivered to different locations. So we're going to drop that lard car off over there, and then we can't have this guy sitting there. Ooh, right there is good. And even though we could place some on the back track over there just to have some fun here, we're going to say this guy is going to be put in an off spot. So, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to disconnect over here. So we're going to say that this guy here is just going to he's going to be placed over here on the outside the facility, technically, until room can be made back over there. And so far so good on the track. Sometimes it gets a little dusty over here, and running a single locomotive here occasionally have a little bit of trouble. I did run my fingers along the tracks here before I started filming this, just to make sure. And all of my locomotives, I have current keepers in them, just so I don't have to mess too much with stalling trains and things like that. So even if there is a little bit of a power issue in one little section, the train will usually just run right through it with the current keeper, or keep alive, just depends which manufacturer of current keeper, keep alive I have. So seeing as we're going to stage this guy over here, sometimes our little locomotive can go all different locations. When we started out, we just had him sitting right over here, but maybe he's going to be doing some work over on the other end of the whatever you want to call it here, peninsula, this side. You might stage up over there, which is what I think I'm going to do. All right, our work is done over here. We got these guys dropped off. Go ahead and back this guy out. And I think we're going to stage him over by the plywood facility. That's where he's going to tie down. Because maybe there'll be some more cars coming in and out for that location. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that little variety of switching operations over here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and then hit the bell button to get notified when I post videos like this. Nice little example of, switching things up a little bit, changing things on your layout. Don't be afraid to try a couple different things. Always learning. I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I only recently came up with the idea of having a local switcher here on this end, just to kind of mix things up a little bit, keep it interesting. So guys, hope you have a good weekend again, and hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I'll see you in the next The Ops video. Take care. We're gonna shut this guy down. Till next time, take care.